what is the third lesson of history? Ruling the countryside. Okay, ruling the countryside. Before we are moving to second lesson, a small recap what you are studying in your second lesson. Okay, often I said you have to read history, that time only you can understand. I hope you all are read the second lesson thoroughly. Okay, so what the second lesson means? From trade to territory. Okay, what is the second lesson of you? From trade to territory. So in that lesson, what are the things we discuss means about foremanship. Who gave foremanship to British people, particularly East Indian Company? Aurangzeb. So who was Aurangzeb? Aurangzeb was the famous Mughal ruler. Okay, he was the famous Mughal ruler. In his period alone, around 1704 something only, he gave the foremanship to British East Indian Company. So what is foremanship means? Without paying duty, they can trade. So that foremanship given by Aurangzeb. So after getting foremanship, what are the things the East Indian Company they did? That you will discuss in your second lesson. Okay, so when they get foremanship, slowly they started to control many places in Bengal. Okay, the Bengal provinces means state. Okay, the state of Bengal under the rule of Mughals. Okay, so in the year of 1707, Aurangzeb was died. So in 7th standard we studied about how the Mughal dynasty will decline. That too we studied. So just recall that too. That is very helpful to understand this topic, right? So after declining of Mughal dynasty, the Bengal region was ruled by many Nawabs. So one of the Nawab is Siraj-ud-Dawla. Okay, one of the Nawab is Siraj-ud-Dawla. So he was ruled the area of Bengal in the year of 1756. Okay, 1756 Siraj-ud-Dawla ruled Bengal region. So that time that East Indian Company they started to misuse the power which was given by the Mughal king. So he gave warning to East Indian Company, but they are not obey. So he started to fight with East Indian Company. So in that war, East Indian Company was lost. Okay, so Siraj-ud-Dawla was won the war. So that time the East Indian Company people they called Robert Clive. Okay, who was Robert Clive? That too you studied in previous second lesson itself. So Robert Clive only the in charge of Madras region. Okay, Madras region means present day Chennai and surrounding region. That place also the East Indian Company they started to trade. Okay, so Robert Clive he arrived to Bengal. Okay, he arrived to Calcutta. So with the help of Robert Clive, again the war happened. The place where the war happened, the place name was Plassey. Okay, Plassey is the place located in Calcutta. Okay, so after the arrival of Robert Clive, he had agreement with Mir Zafar. So who was Mir Zafar means? He was the commander of Siraj-ud-Dawla. Okay, so he did some corruption. So he joined to, Robert Clive offers something to Mir Zafar, okay, some amount like that. He offers, so Mir Zafar ready to join to Robert Clive. So in that war, when the war happened in 1757, so that war, Robert Clive won, Siraj-ud-Dawla was lost. So he assassinated by Robert Clive. What do you mean by assassinate? To kill. Okay, Robert Clive killed Siraj-ud-Dawla. Okay, so for result, for return, Robert Clive gave the posting Mir Zafar to governor of Bengal region. Okay, so I like that he was working. So one particular time, again the Mir Zafar he shows his power. Okay, when a king or Nawab going to work as a slave to other people, they should not show their power. So when Mir Zafar started to among them, and they against to did war the East Indian Company. Okay, so in that war, East Indian Company was won. Why? Because they had a latest equipment compared to our people. So after won the war, agreement was signed the East Indian Company and the Mughal king. Okay, so what agreement they signed means the Mughal Empire, the Mughal king appoints the East Indian Company people as a Diwan of Bengal region. Okay, so when the East Indian Company was appointed as a Diwan of Bengal means the year of 1765. Okay, why I recall? This is too close connection to the third lesson. That's why I recall these things, right? So, what do you mean by what is Diwan? What is the posting of Diwan means? Present day finance minister, like, okay. So Diwan means he had the rights to collect tax, to collect the revenue of the particular region. So already we discussed Bengal was a very popular state during Mughal ruling time itself. Why? Because it was many rivers flowing in that state. So it's a very fertile land, agricultural activity and trading, everything. A suitable place of Bengal. So the people, the East Indian Company people, when they receiving the Diwani rights, they started to collect tax. So when they started to collect tax, they experience lot of things with the help of this posting. Okay, that alone we are going to be discussed today class, right? So when the company became the Diwan of Bengal region, the year of after 1765, okay, in the year of 1765 only the company, East Indian Company received the power of Diwan in Bengal from the Mughal king, okay, that we discussed. Okay, so when the company, East Indian Company became the Diwan, the collective of revenue in the region of Bengal, what happened means, see, up to when it received the power, the company not focused to rule our region. Okay, so there is no intention of the East Indian Company to rule our region. What is the intention of the company means? For getting more income for our region. Okay, from that state. Okay, from Bengal, the company focused to collect more income alone. Okay, so very initially the company, the East Indian Company, not taking any step to improve for getting more revenue. Slowly it's understand, if we want to get more income, what we need to do, like that the company people started to think. Then they forced Indian farmers and artisans to sell their goods to very cheap rate to East Indian traders. Okay, suppose just imagine I am the British trader. Okay, I am the East Indian Company trading people. You are the Indian artisans. Okay, suppose you are making some craft or you are producing silk or cotton, anything. Okay, suppose I force you, you have to sell your product to me alone. That amount also fixed by the East Indian Company people. Okay, so you just imagine we are the producer, we know how we struggle to make this. So what amount we can fix that product, that the producer only should know. Okay, suppose the farmer only knows how much amount we can fix for cotton, how much amount we can fix for wheat. Okay, instead of farmers, the amount should be fixed by the East Indian Company people. So what happened means, by the side of East Indian Company, they are receiving lot of income. Okay, they receive lot of income, revenue. So that alone they think. Okay, so how they think, like that they get income. They force the Indian when the people sell their goods very cheap rate to others, the people going to be suffer. Suppose they want to sell 100 rupees a product in the market, means instead of 100 rupees they are selling 20 rupees only. The people, how they will suffer. So economic crisis happened in Bengal region. So many artisans, particularly Indian artisans, they suffered lot, and they migrate from their village to another village or another town for searching some other work. Okay, instead of doing their work, that only in our book they mention artisans were deserting villages. Deserting villages means the artisan fully entirely they migrate from that particular village to various places. So the village is going to be empty. Okay, that alone the word deserting mentioning. Okay, so the same like peasants, the farmers, they also unable to pay their dues. Okay, for even nowadays also how the farmers were doing agriculture activity, they are getting they borrow amount from others. So after cultivation over, they are they repayment what the amount they borrowed from others. Like that, those days also the farmers getting amount from others. So if they are not able to repayment their dues, so that problem the farmers they faced. Okay, so how artisans fully they start to produce. So Indian artisans declined. Okay, their production also declined. Before under Indian product are very costly in some other market. The first lesson you studied how the cloth materials, Indian cloth materials were very demand in Europe market. So the Indian craft fully declined in the time of 1765. So at last what happened means the year of 1770. Okay, year of 1770, a very big famine happened. Famine means like draft, unemployment. So a famine happened. So around 10 million people were died. Okay, so because of famine, 10 million people were died in Bengal region. Okay, they were killed. Why? Because they are not able to produce the things. They are not able to pay their tax. That's why many people were killed. And then the population of the city, Calcutta city, the population of city, that also decreased. Okay, so 1/3 of people, 1/3 of population was wiped out. Okay, they are moved some other places. So these are the main problem when the East Indian Company received the Diwali rights. The problem, these are problems faced by our Indian people. Okay. Next, after famine. Okay, so after famine happened year of 1770. After famine, for 2 decades. Okay, decade means 10 years. Okay, 10 year of time interval can be called as decades. So around 1 decade there is no income source of East Indian Company. Okay, there is no income of East Indian Company because of famine. The people not ready to pay they are not able to get a more amount from India. So that's why the East Indian Company people they feel they started to discuss, they started to debate themselves how to increase the revenue from this land. So like that the discussion going on. The year of 1793, who was Governor General of East Indian Company in India means Lord Cornwallis. Okay, Lord Cornwallis. Okay, so under his control, he right? So what they did means they appoint a person, okay, they appoint a person who may work as a Nawab or Raja or Talukdar in a large area, okay. So they select a person and the East Indian Company gave land, okay, not a small piece of land, 100 acre or 1000 acre, like that. A large amount of land was given to these people, okay, whether Raja or Talukdar. So from to which people they are receiving the land, the people were called as Zamindars, okay. So from which people they are received large land, okay. So they receive large amount of land by East Indian Company, okay, large amount of land by East Indian Company. That's why these people were called as Zamindars, okay. So now they are the owner of large amount of land, okay, maybe 1000 acre or 2000 acre, like that. The large amount of land they are getting from East Indian Company. You just keep it in your mind. That's time only you can understand the permanent settlement, right? So what return? So they are receiving the land from East Indian Company. For return, what they want to do to East Indian Company means they have some duties. What duty means? They have to collect rent to the farmers. So here they are the owner of the land. So the farmers who work the land, they are the tenant. Okay, farmers who work the land, they are the tenant. So they have to work that land, and they have to cultivate, and they have to pay tax, and for land they have to give rent. Okay, so they are act as a tenant. So Zamindars are the owners. That's why the system also called as Zamindari system, right? So permanent settlement also called as Zamindari system. Okay, so the tax amount, how much rent, how much tax they want to collect from the land, that too decided by East Indian Company. Okay, so the tax amount was fixed permanently. Okay, the tax amount was fixed permanently, is not even changed, whether the area getting rain or not, whether they are getting good crop, or they are not receiving a good yield. There is no matter. Okay, the amount was fixed, whether the farmer getting good amount or not, they have to pay yearly what amount the government, the East Indian Company fixed, they have to pay. So the amount was fixed. So in that, what problem faced by Zamindars and the farmers means, Zamindars what problem they faced means, the amount which was fixed by East Indian Company was so high. Okay, the amount, the Zamindars want to collect this particular amount every month or every year. The amount, rate of amount was so high, it is very difficult to collect from the tenant, from the farmers, by the Zamindars. Okay, so Zamindars not able to collect that amount. So when the Zamindars not able to collect that amount which was fixed by East Indian Company, their Zamindariship should be removed by the East Indian Company. So this checkpoint is made by the East Indian Company to Zamindar. So Zamindar failed to collect the tax to their tenant. Simply they remove their posting. East Indian Company remove their Zamindari posting. So Zamindars also face lot of difficult to collect tax for staying their position. Okay, so this is the problem faced by Zamindars. Suppose the Zamindar not failed to collect tax, means their Zamindarship should be removed and it was given to other. Okay, so this problem faced by Zamindars. Okay, main problem faced by farmers, the peasant, normal peasant, they only face lot of problem. Why? Because means already I said they have to pay tax. Okay, in that land what they cultivate, in that amount, in what they cultivate, from that amount they have to pay tax. That is very difficult. Plus they have to pay the rent of the land. So both are faced very difficult their side. Okay, but the people of East Indian Company, they are not ready to compromise to reduce the tax amount or to change the methodology of Okay, so what happened means again like many farmers they lost their land. Okay, so who failed to for zamindars how they face problem to East Indian Company like that they also force the farmers to pay rent. Suppose who's are failed to pay rent, their land should be taken by the zamindars. The same method, what method East Indian Company they do against the zamindar, same like the zamindar act to farmers. So many farmers they lost their land. Okay, which land was owned by the zamindars? Sorry, farmers. The farmers also lost their land, and they are started to work in that land as a slave. Okay, they suppose they fail to pay the amount, tax amount. They have to work that land without paying salary. Okay, so like that the problem faced by this method. Okay, so this method permanent settlement also called as zamindari method. Next, Maghalwari settlement. Before moving to Maghalwari settlement, zamindari method of tax collection. What are the states to collect this? Like we introduce this method of tax collection means present day Bengal, West Bengal, Bangladesh and Odisha. In these three states alone, the zamindari method will work out. Other rest of the country, they following various method of tax collecting. Okay, so even the zamindari method of tax collection also somewhat failure. Why? Because many zamindars they are involving in corruptions. Okay, they are not ready to pay what amount they receive from the tenant and what they paid each company, that is going to vary. So they are not submit original account to British East Indian Company. That's why many British East Indian Company officials they think that they started to discuss middle of 9th century to change the revenue system. Okay, so what system they follow that had to be changed. Like that they started to debate to East Indian Company officials. Okay, so that time the year of 1822. Okay, the year of 1822, one of the person is one of the English person. What his name was Halt Mackenzie. Okay, Halt Mackenzie. He particularly he delivered a message or a statement particularly about the farmers of Uttar Pradesh. Okay, present day Uttar Pradesh. What means? He said that what he felt means the village was more important a social institution. Okay, so the villages are important social institution. So we have to preserve it. That's why he felt. So that he appoints some people to regulate the land which is located in UP. So under his instruction, the collectors went to village to villages. Okay, so you can ask, ma'am, in those days itself we have collector like that. See, that time itself the British introduced, so East Indian Company introduced posting of collector, right? So the collector who have worked in Uttar Pradesh state, they were sent, they are traveling many villages and they inspect. Okay, so what are the things they inspect means? They inspect the inspection of the land. Okay, what type of land, whether it is alluvial soil or red soil, black soil, like that. They are inspecting the land. Okay, and then they measuring the field. Okay, up to before that there is no measurement taken the field. How much land the particular farmer had, how much land under the government, like that there is no measurement taken before itself. So after 1822 alone the measurement of land should taken. Okay, so they measure the land. Okay, how much land for wheat cultivation, how much land for pulse cultivation, like that they started to measuring the land. Okay, and recording the customs. Okay, what are the things they practice the people. Okay, what is the religious practice or type of cultivation, everything will recorded they practice what is they write everything observed and noted by the collector. Okay, so after that what they decided means, and then they estimate the amount of tax of each plot of land. Suppose they are measuring, they are inspect the one acre of the land means, in that land what things they may cultivate or how much yield the particular farmer taking. So like that they fix the tax. Okay, so each and every plot of land they decided the tax. So ultimately the tax amount will be vary, right? So the estimate revenue of each plant within a village. Okay, so suppose in village around 100 plot of land means, for each land they decide the revenue. Okay, and then added to the collecting of revenue of that particular village. So each around 50 plot of land they measured means, so 50 kinds of tax they fixed. Okay, so like that only they collect tax. Okay, so the tax was revised periodically. Okay, the tax amount was not permanently. So here the village, the term village in Hindi we have Mahal. That's why the system is called as Mahalwari system. So Mahal means village. So each and every village they inspect the land and they measure the land, and then they estimate the tax of the particular land. That's why this system is called as Mahalwari system. Okay, so in Jamindari system, who collect tax from the people means, from the farmers means, the Jamindars they collect tax. But in this system, this Mahalwari system, the village headman. Okay, so in the Mahalwari system, who appoint to collect the tax means, each and every village they appoint a headman. Okay, village headman. They are asked to collect tax. Okay, so village headmans instead of zamindars, each and every village headmans they are asked to collect tax. Okay, so that's why this system is called as Mahalwari system. So in this system, the tax amount not fixed permanently. Periodically the tax amount may revise. Suppose the rainfall is very low means, in that time the tax amount was reduced. Suppose the area getting more rainfall means, they are receiving tax lot. Okay, so like that they are collecting tax in this period. So in this place. So that's why this system is called as Mahalwari system. Okay. Okay. So in South India, in those days, around 1820, the system which is followed in North India, particularly Bengal, Odisha, and Uttar Pradesh, South India is not very successful. Why? Because that Zamindari system was very new to South India, so it is very difficult to follow here. So in South India, for newly conquered states of South India, particularly entire Tamil Nadu, and then part of Karnataka and part of Andhra Pradesh. So in this place, a new system was introduced for collecting tax in the year of 1820s. Okay, in the year of 1820s, the system is called as Mandor system. Okay, why it is called as Mandor system means, before we are going to that, one of the person, Alexander Reid. Okay, Alexander Reid, he tested this method of collecting. What is the method of collecting tax means? They are very close relation with cultivators, and then they measure the land, what they cultivate, like that they measure the land according to the cultivating. They are estimate the tax that allowed. Okay, so but what they did means, that Alexander Reid, one of the person, he tested one set of area alone, which land is taken by means after war of Tipu Sultan and the Mysore surrounding area. He select that area and he introduced this system, and then later the help of Mandro. Okay, Mandro what they did means they had relation with directly the cultivators. Okay, directly they deal with cultivators and who till the land for long generation. Okay, who till the land for long generation. So to them they made agreement. What type of agreement means? The people, the East Indian Company people, they carefully and separately survived. Okay, they carefully and separately survived the land which is owned by the cultivators, and before the revenue assessment was made. Okay, so suppose for this land this much amount you have to pay tax, like that. The assessment they are very carefully they are did assessment. Okay, so that's why the system is called as Rayatwari system. So Rayat means cultivators. Okay, Rayat means cultivators. That's why the system is called as Rayatwari system. Okay, so in this method of tax collection, how the British people, how the English people behave to South Indian means they are the partner father, like that they behave. Okay, partner father, like that they behave means they are very good for your how they behave to the cultivators for collecting tax means we are the English people, we are honest for your development alone. We did everything. We are measuring land, we are fixing tax, we are doing this work, like that. They create mindset to people. Then they collect the tax to collect tax from the people. Okay, so Monroe system. So this system first tested by Alexander Reid in the area which is taken from Tipu Sultan. Then the system was introduced by Thomas Monroe. Okay, Thomas Monroe. That's why the system is called as Monroe system. Okay, so how they collect tax from this area means they deal with the cultivators. Okay, so cultivators means who do agriculture activity for long generations. Okay, so they measure the land carefully, then they carefully and separately they fix tax for that land, right? So up to now, what are the things we discussed? Just we are going to recall. Permanent settlement. Okay, so when the East Indian Company received Diwan possession from the Mughal kings, so slowly they implement for tax collection method. So first, in the year of 1793, East Indian Company introduced the permanent settlement, which was introduced by Cornwallis. Okay, which was introduced by Cornwallis. So this is settlement, this collection of tax is also called as Zamindari system. So when each area they implement this method, means Bengal presented West Bengal, Bangladesh and Odisha. Okay, so for permanent settlement the tax amount was fixed. Okay, so next comes to Maghalwari settlement. So when this settlement was introduced means the year of 1822, from which state means present Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so what is the speciality of this Maghalwari settlements means the collector was involved for measuring the land and the practice of customs, rights of people, everything they measure. With the help of that record, they implement the tax. Okay, that is the speciality of Maghalwari settlement. And then Monroe settlement, it is implementing South India, the year of 1820. This system introduced by Thomas Monroe. That's why it's called as Monroe system. So, from this method of system, the people of British, they close relate with cultivators directly. So they carefully measure the land, then they fix the amount. So that's why it's called as Rayatwari system. So Rayat means the cultivators. That's why it's called as Rayatwari system. So all three systems not fulfilled the Okay, that's why often they change. When they implement of permanent settlement, they switch the tax amount not changed like that set. But after that, some of the area they change the methodology. So, what is the ultimate reason of East Indian Company means they need more income. That's why for their needs they are relaxed the rules what they implement before. Okay. That alone we can see all over of these three. Okay, all three method sometimes face failure for in the eye of East Indian Company. Why? Because they need more income, but compare what they receive in that they are not satisfied. That's why often they change the methodology of collecting tax. So, for the ruling the country side, part 1, you have worksheet. I think you all are complete the worksheet on time, right? So, for this lesson, what type of worksheet you have means MCQs, short questions and detailed questions. You supposed to read up to Monroe system. Okay, from the beginning of the lesson up to Monroe system, maximum 3 pages only, right? So you have to read from the first till the 3 pages. That time only you can able to answer the question which is I asked MCQ, short question and detailed question. Okay, so without read the book or without attend the video, you should not able to answer, right? Keep it in your mind. All the best. Do well, right?